All right. Hi guys, this is Mary here, and today is 10. I'm sorry, I just woke up. Today is March 20th, 2024, at 10:25, in the morning on a Wednesday. So there is something that I really want to talk to you guys about one of my favorite YouTubers of all time. And before I get into this, I just want to say, for the record, this is not an attack video. This is not a video to shame the following YouTubers that I'm mentioning in this podcast. This video is to talk about my personal concerns and what parents and YouTube personal concerns really should be about. So a lot of you guys heard about Super Mario Logan, my favorite YouTuber. Actually, he's my favorite YouTuber. I love him so much. He's actually the reason why I even want to start a YouTube channel, was because of him. You know, but I don't have a problem with Super Mario Logan, but I have a problem with his fan base. All right, and this is kind of when his responsibility, comes in. Now, a lot of you guys know that my content on my channel features some children things, but mostly is original content made by an adult, pretty much for older teens and young adults like myself. I'm 19 years old, using family-friendly characters who I claim is my own. Now, when it comes down to family-friendly characters, people have the legal right to use them in parody videos because that's parody videos exist. You have people who draw pornography of these characters, even if the characters are underage, and they have Patreons and all other kinds of mess, and they get paid for it. They get cash for it. So there's obviously nothing wrong with having family friendly characters in parody content. Nothing wrong with it. But the problem is when children start to get involved. Real children. I'm not talking about Lolly and Shada this time, but real children. All right. SML, back in 2017, 2016, YouTube started pretty much cussing him out, telling him that he can't do certain things with certain characters, and how his, videos got, age restricted and whatnot. Some of them even got deleted, which is, I understand his frustration, because one of his videos that got age restricted was the Baby Shrek video. And I watched that video numerous times. There's nothing inappropriate in that video that was worth an age restriction. So I understand that. So he made a vlog yesterday. I was going to take a shower, and he made a vlog on Chili's channel titled, well, YouTube got mad at me. And I was like, what the hell? And at this time, I was thinking that YouTube was doing something, to make him upset again. And I'm like, what in the hell is YouTube doing now? Well, come to find out, guys, it wasn't even YouTube's doing. So SML had this video called SML movie Cody's Hot Dog Restaurant, and to sum it up, because you could find it on the re-uploaded channel. To sum it up, Cody's Hot Dog Restaurant is about Cody and Timmy, who were wanting to start a restaurant, and there was a lot of homosexual stereotypes. There was a lot of homosexual implications. It was a lot. It was actually, even though I can watch the video with no gag reflexes, it was a little bit too much for me, just because how I feel towards people who are men and who are gay. And I'm not, I don't feel like, I'm not attacking anyone when I say this is my own thing. I don't feel comfortable with that at all. But that's pretty much what the video is about. So SML's video got age restricted, and Logan pretty much made a vlog about it. And here's what I don't get. I don't understand, Super Mario Logan. If you're listening, I doubt you are. You're a big YouTuber. You got shit to do. But if your channel is not made for children, if your channel is made for adults like me, adults like 17 and 18-year-olds, why do you care about the video being age restricted? And let's go ahead and put this aside right now. Don't say anything about the money. because we're going to talk about your shop as well. I was on Google yesterday, and I was Googling SML Jeffy. They have a Jeffy puppet at Walmart for $22. And they even had a Junior and a Joseph puppet for $16. And this is not even at the Walmart in the state that I live in. So your fan base isn't really consisted of adults, it's consisted of children, and your content isn't made for kids. Now you have other shows like Family Guy and American Dad who have, merchandise and all that, but how often is it that you see their merchandise in the stores? How often is it that you see children with these merchandise? It isn't often. So you can't really sit up here and say that your content is made for kids and you're marketing products of your content for children. Would it make sense? Because Yayaland Scary Mansion, I wouldn't say it's for kids. I would say it's for like teenagers and adults, around my age. Now I'm making a game with Yayaland Scary Mansion. It's 16 up game. It's nothing inappropriate in the game. And yes, it is true. We cannot control everything that people do on the internet. We can't control, people's children over the internet. Number one, that's not our job, and we don't have any relation, to them. And especially for me, I'm not a role model, and yet some people do look at me as a role model, but I am not a role model. I know I'm not, because that's not my calling. So if your content isn't marketed towards children, why do I see kids with school supplies with your stuff on it, with your Jeffy character on it? If this is not marketed towards children, why do kids come to meet you at your SML meet and greet? Why don't you be like, I'm sorry, this is a plus 16 or a plus 17 or whatever the age of consent is in Florida, plus 18 event, children can't come here. It just doesn't make sense. If me and my sister Josanna made a meet and greet, event, we are going to have certain guidelines in who is allowed to come to the event and who isn't. If you're not of age, like in my state is 16, the age consent 16, if you're not 16 and up, you cannot come to my event, because my event is going to have mostly adults, pretty much. Mostly adults, in my base, all right? Because my content and my characters are all adults. Well, not all of them, but they are used in adult ways that, they cuss, they fight, they talk about sex, they pretty much do the same thing that your characters do. So obviously it's not for kids. So you can't say that SML's content is for children. You cannot say that. That's a big no. And shockingly, when I put up that community post, nobody said yes. But 13 out of 8 votes, 13% of folks said it's for everybody. Let me ask you this. If you have a child in the house, would you watch SML while that little kid is present in the room? No, hold on. Pause. And Logan, I'm not comparing your videos to pornography, but I'm just going to say it like this because it's kind of have the same measure, some of your episodes. Would you watch pornography dead open, whether regardless it's on the TV in the living room or on the family computer, while you have little kids, 12, 13, maybe 11-year-olds around? Would you do that? Because I can guarantee you a hell of a lot of people with 2 brain cells, they would say no. They was like, no, I wouldn't do that. That's disgusting. Why would I do that? I'll do that behind closed doors. SML should be treated the same way. You should not allow your child to watch SML and fucking feel okay with it. Because if you wouldn't let them watch pornography, why would you let them watch SML? SML, let me put it in this perspective. If you're not okay with your kid watching pornography, why would you be okay with your kid watching South Park? Because South Park is just as bad. See, that's the thing that people aren't grasping on. YouTube's not grasping on. YouTube already got on to SML about him using family-friendly content, characters for inappropriate content, which is bullshit, because national TV does it all the fucking time, so they shouldn't even talk to him about that. I mean, to be honest with you, The SMG4 is pretty cool, but SMG4 uses Mario graphics, which is way fucking close than using a Mario plush. Why haven't Nintendo gone after SMG4 yet? This is why, too, I take SML side when it comes down to him and SMG4. Because, yeah, I still watch SMG4's content, yeah, because it's still funny to me. You see what I'm saying? But I would rather SML than SMG4 because SML was actually original with his shit. He didn't just use Mario. He used his own characters as well. He used Melissa and Doug. It wasn't all Mario, Mario, Mario. You guys can say that SML is the worst Mario YouTuber at all times. You can say whatever the fuck you want. But just know, if you're a kid, your fucking opinion don't matter because this is not geared towards you. Now, SML, if you're talking about like, okay, yeah, my content isn't made for little kids, then I can see kind of point. Or then what is it, 13, 14? I would probably say my content is made for 17 and up. Okay, then that's okay. Because 17 years old, no matter where you go, 17 years old, you're damn near an adult in the United States. You're damn near an adult. Actually, at 16 in my state, you commit a fucking felony or a misdemeanor, your ass will be tried as a fucking adult at 16, even though federally you're still a minor. So, I understand if you say, well, my content isn't for little kids, but it is for people who are like 14 or 15 to 16. Okay, I understand that, and that's okay. That's okay. Because you know what? They have shows out there that are geared towards 14-year-olds that does the same shit that you do. That's definitely okay. But to have your fan base to consist of mostly of kids is the disgusting part. EDP445, and I'm not comparing to him because he's a piece of shit scumbag. I'm surprised that he's still not in jail. EDP445's fan base consisted of mostly minors. When minors was contacting him, if he was a responsible YouTuber, he would have blocked the shit out of them unless he was doing something that you were doing back then, giving away Xbox Ones and PS4s and Nintendo Switches and shit. That was the only time you contacted people who could have been minors because they won something, and there's nothing wrong with that. But when you have people who have a fan base considered them mostly minors, then they go and talk to these kids, and then they start to get sexual, they done flush 10, sometimes 15 years of YouTube down the motherfucking drain. And that's not okay. My content uses Gugu and Gaia. I got into Gugu and Gaia when I was 11 years old. They helped me with Korean. I love Gugu and Gaia to death. And actually, because they were just mascots, I want to own them someday. That's why I made Gaia Land Scary Mansion. Because at least if I end up, I'm not saying this is going to happen, but forbid if this happens and I end up getting sued, I will still have my Gaia Land under my hoodie, and all I could do is just change the design and say, well, this is my original characters, and can't nobody say shit or do shit about it. That's just what I can do, you know. There are other YouTubers that use Gugu and Gaia as well, and pretty much in the same way that I do, but they're following in my footsteps because it's the way that I'm doing stuff. Kids are very impressionable. On the internet, we should not be able to worry about regardless of not if kids are going to mock off of us or not. On the internet, we shouldn't worry about if somebody's going to mock us or not. SML, I've seen so many channels made by so many kids who shouldn't even be on YouTube, who are who's at an age that shouldn't even be on YouTube, that shouldn't have an account, mocking you, copying you. And this is not your fault, but this is what happens when you don't control your fan base. This is what happens. I always said this. I said this on somebody's post on Twitter. I said this on someone's post on Twitter. This is why I control my fan base when it's still small. So when it gets big, it's not big of a deal. You know? I mean, let's be honest here. When I came out with Gaia Land Scary Mansion, they heard this 100 times, so I'm just directing this towards you. When I came up with Gaia Land Scary Mansion, my target audiences wasn't everybody. It wasn't all ages. It was specifically for women and girls 14 and over. That was my shit. You know what I ended up getting? I ended up getting random people playing my shit, mostly guys. Actually, some guy friends that I have who are of age actually played the game, and they said they liked it, which is okay because they're my friends. They're not no random folk. Will I still allow them in my fan base? I mean, of course, because it's gonna be a whole clam fest. We need some sausages, don't we? So of course. So, but do I allow minors in my fan base? Fuck no, I don't. Because my whole entire guild, if you go to my Guilded right now, my whole entire Guilded, everybody is 18 over in there. You don't know what we can talk about. But this is why, too, I made the Guilded directed towards 18 over, because guess what? If we want to talk about sex, we can without minors being present. If we want to talk about pornography, we can without minors being present. If we even want to send each other threats, which I don't know why we would do that. If we want to send each other threats, we can without minors being present. That's the whole entire thing about it. If you're a 15-year-old or a 16-year-old person and you like Island Scary Mansion, great. But I want to let you know that my franchise isn't for anybody under 17. It's what my wiki states. Is that my franchise isn't for anybody under 17, let alone my game. And there's nothing inappropriate really going on in my game. I really do plan on doing more complex and darker games in the series in the future, dealing with Skyland Scary Mansion. But as for SML, children shouldn't be watching your shit. Minors in general shouldn't be watching your shit. Now I understand minors, they masturbate, they have sex, they talk about sex, they watch porn, they pretty much do adult shit, and then us adults being fucking stupid, some of us normalize this shit, say, yeah, it's okay for you to masturbate, it's okay for you to be sexually active, it's okay for you to view pornography because it's learning. No, it's not fucking learning. It's not fucking normal to normalize adult activities with children. That's not normal. And I don't know how many times I have to fucking say it. Some people who actually do that, who actually fucking say that, may end up being real pedophiles. We want to talk about Lolly and Shada and shit. Let's go ahead and talk about how people normalize adult activities with kids. How is it too? Any single time a crime is committed in the United States, a kid is always being locked up. But when kids are on here on websites that they're not supposed to be on, like Twitter and shit, because Twitter do have porn. Twitter do have porn. If you look hard enough, it does. All right? On like Twitter and shit, and they get contacted by adults. How come all of a sudden it's our fault as adults? How come? Because guess what? Sometimes we're not even the ones who fucking contact us. Sometimes, back then, on Twitter, I think it was 2 years ago, somebody contacted me through Twitter, and I said, wait, how the fuck old are you? I was 18. I was 18, 17 years old. They asked him, how old are you? They said, well, I'm 16 or I'm 15 years old. I immediately hit that fucking block button because I have no business talking to a 14 or a 15 or a 16-year-old girl or boy. I ain't got no fucking business. To me, that's really sounding like a fucking setup because too, child predators, the more kids that are on the internet, the more child predators there are rise. Main point I am saying, because I'm getting sidetracked here, main point what I'm saying, SML, if you're saying your shit is not for kids, you need to be stern with it. You don't need to be allowing children, especially if some of these kids put their ages in their bios. You should not be allowing children to comment under your shit. And this is when YouTube needs to have shit fix themselves. You know what? Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, they all have a working block button. When you block somebody, they cannot view your account. On TikTok, if you block somebody, it will make it seem like their account don't exist. But really, they just have you blocked. YouTube doesn't do that. You want to know what YouTube's hide user or block user shit do? It stops them from commenting under the videos, and that's it. It doesn't stop them from viewing your channel. It doesn't stop them from liking or disliking your videos. And it sure as hell don't stop them from adding videos to your playlist or subscribing to your channel. That's when YouTube needs to come in and actually have that shit figured out. Because it's crazy how every other social media out here has a working platform. And when there's shit that's going on or shit that needs to be, said and done, they get there and do it. YouTube take their sweet ass time doing it. YouTube actually let shit simmer before they take it down. They actually let that shit happen. A YouTuber that I watch, I don't remember if it's Optimus or Brits or somebody, who got doxxed. They were talking about the YouTube troll police, and they got doxxed, and their information plastered everywhere on YouTube. Why did it take YouTube 2 damn months to remove the fucking video? Because they let that shit simmer. This is why a lot of people too are going to Rumble, because Rumble, they're handling shit more properly, more efficiently there. That is why people are moving to Rumble, and I might even end up moving to Rumble. All I'm saying too is all I'm saying is this. Don't engage with minors. don't talk to minors. If they didn't win a new video game console or a new toy or whatever it is that you're hosting on your channel, a sale on SMLmerch.com, whatever, you do not need to be talking to minors, let alone you should not allow minors onto your shit. Because as a 19-year-old who pretty much still play with toys and still is in a child phase, I find it extremely weird and uncomfortable that I am a fan of you and literally 90, if not 90 to maybe 80% of your folks that's on, it says in your fan page, this is in your fan base, are children, kids. Some of them might be even 8 and 9 and you don't even know that. You can say so much. It's up to you to listen. You can say so much and prevent so much from happening if you just be starting with it like I am. And I make sure that my stuff isn't safe for kids, period. But this doesn't mean I should be so graphic. This doesn't mean that I should be overly sexual or with drugs or guns or whatever, abuse. No, I can be mature and adult without being over sexual or over violent. I can be mature and adult without being cussing every 5 minutes. Ugh. That's just me. I'm just saying, SML, I'm just saying, you shouldn't really be concerned if your video got age restricted. If your video got age restricted, good. Because kids shouldn't even be watching your channel in the first place. Your video gets taken down, ask YouTube why the hell it got taken down. But kids should not be on your channel in the first place. Nobody, my definition of a kid is somebody who is 16, 15 years old and under. That's my definition of a child. I have another definition of a child too. It's 12 and under. Because 13, teen is in it. 19, teen is in it. I'm still a teenager. I turned 20 this year. I'm not going to be a teenager anymore after I turn 20. I'll be a young adult. So I wouldn't consider myself a teenager, but I'm still considering myself a teenager because of 19, because of 18, 17, 16, 13, 14, 15, not 12, not 11, not 10, not 9, not 8, none of those shit numbers. No offense to the Decker Squad. But you're saying your content isn't for children, but you're marketing shit towards children. You have plush toys and stuff. Just think about it. What adult, unless you're a toy collector, what adult is going to buy a toy that comes from an adult channel that literally has some kind of connection with kids? This is not Sesame Street. I watch Sesame Street and I don't feel slick weird about it because I don't associate stuff. I associate Sesame Street with children, but the way how I view it is that anybody can enjoy it. My Little Pony is another thing. I don't associate it with children. I associate it with women and girls because of the feminine look. I don't associate it with everybody. I associate it with women and girls because of the feminine look. I say, you know what I say when I see My Little Pony? I say, fuck the TV rating, fuck that white 7 shit, fuck that TV white shit. Shit's for girls. No matter. I can still watch My Little Pony and Friendship is Magic right now and not feel weird. You want to know why? Because I'm a freaking girl. Even though it's not targeted towards my age group, I am still a girl. Isn't that something? So, SML, what you need to do, when you start getting age restricted on YouTube, you should just let it slide. You're making a lot of money. 1 or 2 age restricted videos aren't gonna harm you. I have 12 age restricted videos on my YouTube account, and I'm not making money yet, and it's not a big deal to me. You wanna know why? Because my shit is targeted towards adults. There's actually one YouTube video that kind of does bother me that was age restricted, but I see it having a point. Was that prank video that I did in April of last year? It had a Pornhub thing in it. And then the joke is you thought you and Yaya, Clay Mom and Gel Dad were going to have sex, right? No. It was actually you getting caught in 4K. That was the whole joke. That was the whole point in the video. And that got age restricted because somebody may get something in YouTube. But you know what, though? It makes sense. It makes sense. And I'm actually okay with that age restriction because you know what? That means that I did such a good job of making mature content that YouTube actually liked it and they age restricted it. That said something to me. I age restricted my own videos. My own Taker and Cute Boy shitpost episodes. And that could be another reason why I'm not getting a lot of views, but it's also a good thing too, because that's how I know a lot of children are not watching my shit. When a kid comes onto my channel and it looks like a kid, and I ask them how old they are, and they respond with anything under 18, I block them. Same thing on my Twitter. If I see that there are minors on my For You page or whatever, and they say they're 14 or 13 or maybe even 15 or even 16, even 17, I take and I block them because I don't want to have anything to do with them. Call that whatever the fuck you want. But if you're not 18 and over, if you're not 19 and over, I don't want to have nothing to do with you. And there's nothing wrong with that. Because you know what? A lot of people don't know how to control themselves when they talk to kids. And unfortunately for you guys, who's probably like, oh, Mary, you're one of those people? No, I'm not one of those people. I know how to talk to kids. All right, because I still have a childlike heart, so I know how to talk to kids. It's just when it comes to teenagers, that's who I don't want to be bothered with, because my experience as being a teenager is shitty. All right, it's shitty. I want to hang out with people my age on the internet. I want to hang out with people a little older than me on the internet. You want to know why? Because guess what? As adults, we can't get in trouble by talking to other adults. You can't do that. You have a higher percentage. You have a higher chance of getting in trouble, legal trouble, with talking to a kid, regardless if it's sexual or not, than you will with another adult. I'm just saying that, SML. You can do with that information this whole entire podcast if you wish. Upload this on Chili's channel if you wish. Okay? But I just want to let you know this is not an attack video. I still love you, man. And I'm going to still be there to support you, man. But them children, they have got to go. Whatever you want to do with your fan base, that's up to you. But just as a criminal justice student and somebody who actually has been through, quote-unquote, pedophilia allegations and shit at a young age and all that kind of shit, I expect more from you, bro. I really do. I want this message delivered to you. Again, I'm going to say it for the third and final time. This is not an attack video. It's just really weird how I can't even find adults my age under your platform, under your fan base. It's fucking weird. Parents need to start giving a fuck. Content creators are already not giving. We don't have to give a fuck because those are not our kids. But YouTube needs to start giving a fuck as well. You know how Disney Plus have like this section where you have like an adult section where you can have like parental controls on or not? YouTube needs that kind of section. And if anybody who state that they're underage, even under YouTube's terms of service, their channel needs to get deleted. Their Google account needs to be removed. It's just for their safety. And maybe when they're older, like 17 or 18, they can come back and try again. They need to do that. Because YouTube Kids is already failing. Because I'm even seeing some of your videos on YouTube Kids. And it's not supposed to be on YouTube Kids. That's where YouTube fucks up at as well. They're not viewing everyone's content properly. But that's what I'm just saying, yo. It's all right. It's okay. Don't need to apologize. Just get it right. All right. Now I'm going to go finish this game and I'm going to come up with another podcast about this game later on this week.